beautiful international soul tribe. Welcome to Symbolic Blueprints for Powerful Practices. My name is Judy Mackey, your host. We have a wonderful podcast episode for you today, and the title of it is Fame, the Exalted Superstar. In Greek mythology, the embodiment of the goddess of fame and fortune, gossip, rumor, and reputation was known as Goddess Pheme. In Roman mythology, the equivalent of Pheme was known as Fama. Goddess Fama, just like Pheme, had a wicked reputation for spreading good rumors when she was content and happy, but creating havoc when somebody upset her. Often depicted as the messenger from Zeus to spread his truths or to spread his anger, depending on his mood, the world back then revered her because they didn't have social media like we do today. Her ability to spread rumors was so infamous and so elusive that, as we all know, it's so hard even in modern time to figure out how did a rumor get started to begin with? Where did it come from? Who initiated it? And the reason behind it? Well, elusive. One thing is for certain though, with great popularity comes great power, and to be seen and to be heard and to be placed in public view will only spread your popularity to celebrity status, in fact. And this was the way of Goddess Fama. During times of Greek mythology, rumor had it that Queen Cassiopeia, the mother of Princess Andromeda, boasted arrogantly that her daughter was more beautiful than the Nereids, also known as sea nymphs. God Poseidon, the god of the ocean and all the waters of the world, became very angered by this because his wife actually was part of the Nereid tribe. So, for punishment, Poseidon sent Cetus, a sea monster, to destroy the entire city, but also to sacrifice Princess Andromeda. Luckily for Princess Andromeda, Perseus was absolutely smitten with her. In fact, I would say that he loved her greatly, and he came to her rescue and saved her from the sea monster Cetus. Poseidon, the god of the sea, was absolutely infuriated that Queen Cassiopeia's daughter, Princess Andromeda, was saved by Perseus, and he felt that Queen Cassiopeia, the absolute lover of all power, should be punished. So he casted her up into the starry night, where still to this day she is considered a constellation called Cassiopeia. Up in the heavens, the celestial placement of the constellation Cassiopeia is shaped like the letter M as in Mike or the letter W as in whiskey. You can see that the M or W represents the symbolism of her daughter being chained or herself being chained to her throne without power. The constellation actually revolves around the pole star, also known as Polaris. As the constellation moves around Polaris in the celestial heavens, Queen Cassiopeia is situated upside down, exposing herself to the universe in a very humiliating and degrading manner. So not only did Poseidon punish Cassiopeia by throwing her up into the heavens upside down for the world to see her for her arrogance and her vanity, Poseidon placed her constellation right next to Polaris. Now Polaris, which we call in modern times the North Star, which happens to be the most infamous star for navigation. It happens to be the one star that just about every person on our planet knows exactly where it's at in the sky. And sitting right next to it is humiliated Queen Cassiopeia upside down on her throne. Although vanity and arrogance happens to people often who have great fame and popularity, there's another side to it as well. And some people who have fame and great popularity can actually be targeted by those who are jealous of their success. One of the 4 royal celestial fixed stars, also known as the Archangel stars, is Aldebaran, which is known as the Eastern Royal Star and is associated with the most famous of all the archangels, Archangel Michael. In astrology, Aldebaran is situated at 9 degrees and 47 seconds in Gemini. Back around 3000 BC, Aldebaran was revered as one of the celestial guardians or celestial watchtowers. The Earth's axis has actually tilted some since 3000 BC. So at this time, Aldebaran is closer to 10 degrees, and by the year 2050, Aldebaran will be situated at 10 degrees and 30 seconds in the sign of Gemini. Before I get into the importance of the degrees and where you can find it in your astrological chart, let's discuss what the star Aldebaran means in astrology. Situated in the constellation of Taurus, Aldebaran is the right eye of the bull, and it's a giant red star. It is said that Aldebaran brings great popularity and success, honor, prosperity, intelligence, and protection to anyone born on this degree of 9 degrees and 47 seconds, or tightly conjunct to this degree, which in this case, as we mentioned, Aldebaran is actually closer to 10 degrees and over time will expand up to about 10 degrees and 30 seconds. Not only does Aldebaran bring great success and popularity to anyone born near 9 to approximately 11 degrees in Gemini, but if you have adjacent planets in that area or something important like your midheaven or ascendant, it brings on an extra type of flavor. Because it is the bull's eye, there is a connotation there that one can actually be the target. For example, America's great JFK, one of the most revered presidents of the United States, had great popularity. His sun was conjunct Aldebaran in the sign of Gemini. He was revered as one of America's best leaders, and he advocated for equality and for everyone to be treated with dignity and respect. His popularity swept across the United States, and as a leader, he made great changes. However, there was great jealousy and great conspiracy, as depicted with the sun conjunct Aldebaran can bring. And so, unfortunately, he was assassinated. Certainly, I'm not indicating that every single person who has their sun exact conjunct or near conjunct Aldebaran in Gemini will have that kind of outcome, will be assassinated or have something harmful happen to them. Instead, what I'm going to say is that these people have a potential to be great leaders, and usually they become a target with people that have great bouts of jealousy about their accomplishments. In Vedic astrology, which is different than Western tropical astrology, they believe that Aldebaran is the star closely associated with Rohini. The nakshatra Rohini is known as the red one. That does not come as a shock, considering Aldebaran is, after all, a red giant. In Vedic astrology, Aldebaran is also associated with the symbol of the chariot, or 2 oxen who are carrying a cart. Now, this is important because back in the day, oxen were believed to carry a lot of wealth. And the nakshatra Rohini also symbolizes something that's magnetic and alluring. It draws people to them. It's also extremely sensual. More importantly, Aldebaran is actually associated with the creator god of the universe named Brahma. In Feng Shui, as you enter into your dwelling, peer directly in front of you all the way to the back of the house, and in the middle portion on the very back of your house is what's considered the Pheme Bagua area. In the Pheme Bagua area, it's super important to use lots of light, lots of candles. This is a wonderful place to have a fireplace place. You want to keep it hot, bright, and burning. However, you also want to incorporate lots of the color red, and triangular or pointy shaped items are really important. With that said, I also recommend, if possible, to place something symbolically of a ladder, meaning you have to climb your way to the top, climb your way to success. Also, symbolically, it's wonderful to incorporate certificates, awards, trophies, graduation documents. It's also important to put something here that is symbolically saying, I'm unique, I'm one of a kind. So put your picture here. Definitely put something here that is indicative of the number 1. Although this Bagua area is associated with the number 9, things that are unique, one of a kind, are important to place in this area. I highly recommend that you place a symbol of a sun, which is nothing more than a star, or an actual star, because a star is pointy and sun usually has rays emanating away from it in a very pointy manner. Also, any kind of career that you have or anything that you want people to know you for, then place a symbol of that in this area. For example, if you are a guitar player, then I would keep my guitar there, or my guitar picks, or perhaps put something on the wall that's indicative of to make you really famous or popular as a guitarist. If you're a painter, put one of your best paintings back here, maybe your art brushes, a canvas, make a petition, meaning write out what it is you want the world to know you as. What kind of reputation do you want to have as an artist, as a painter? Put it up on the wall, display it. Fehu is the rune that represents wealth, success, tremendous great luck. It also helps you acquire security, abundance, and even fertility. The ritual I'm going to share with you today is going to help you put out into the universe the symbolic meaning that you're ready to stand in your power, to have the reputation that you so rightly deserve, and be known for something that you love to do. For this episode's ritual, I would highly recommend that for your Fame Bagua area that you draw a star on the back of a photo of yourself. Underneath that star, place the infinity symbol. The infinity symbol looks like the number 8, but it's horizontal. This gives the symbolism that you are putting out into the universe that your star is rising. Not only is it rising, but it will continue to rise for eternity. Ask Archangel Michael, who represents Aldebaran, the Eastern royal star, to be a guardian over your petition, your request into the universe, that your star rise, and as it rises, that he will defend you, defend your reputation, and that he will be by your side to ensure that you reach your goal. In regards to timing, when the best time to perform this ritual would be, quite frankly, Jupiter went into Gemini, and by the way, Jupiter blesses just about everything that it encounters and touches. It also expands anything that it touches in your chart. So Jupiter going into Gemini naturally is going to run across the 9th degree to the 11th degree in Gemini, which is where Aldebaran is situated. The 11th degree will begin on July the 4th to July the 19th of 2024. Jupiter will be direct until around October the 9th of 2024 and will then begin to retrograde and will go back over the 11th degree starting on January the 4th of 2025 and eventually leaving the 11th degree on February 25th of 2025. These dates are extremely auspicious for doing this ritual, because Jupiter touching these specific degrees that represent Aldebaran will enhance the outcome of your ritual. It will expand the meaning of it and it will shoot it straight up into the ethers. Just remember, however, as your star is rising and you're taking that great leap high up into the air, high up so everyone can see you, just like a beacon that you're holding up for the world to see, that with vanity and arrogance, it could lead to a great fall. So remain in service to the people who have been rooting you on and cheering you on. Do your best to give back with the idea of universal charity. And as you reach the top of great reputation and even becoming famous, do yourself one big favor. Never forget who you truly are. And that will conclude this podcast episode. Thank you so much for all of your feedback and wonderful support. Please hit that follow button to help our algorithm and to help us grow and to reach a larger audience. We will return in another 2 weeks. Until then, many blessings and abundance to you. Our podcast disclaimer and the content posted by Judy Mackey or any of her guests is presented solely for general information, educational, and entertainment purposes. Use of information on this podcast or materials linked from this podcast to our website are not intended to be used for medical, mental health, legal, or financial advice.